Stocks our strategists feel are poised to deliver positive returns are featured now in their top stock picks of the week.
Hi folks, Shiraz Mian here with the Top Stocks video. Joining me this week will be Kevin Cook. The stock I have picked is from the pharma space, Novo Nordisk. Let me share the few slides I've created to tell the Novo Nordisk story for you. So in here, I've plotted the 1-year performance for Novo Nordisk relative to the Zacks pharmaceutical industry and the S&P 500. Novo Nordisk, as you could see, is in a league of its own, while the pharma is essentially in line with the market as a whole. The green line is the S&P 500. So a standout performer in this uncertain market environment. As strong as that performance has been, the immediate question will be how bad the valuation situation is, and I won't sugarcoat it here. It's not cheap. As you could see here, I've plotted the 5-year forward 12-month PE for Novo, and also the same for the pharma space, and it's trading at 33.7 times. Over the last 5 years, it went as high as 41.8, as low as 16.3, and with a median of 23.1. So definitely not a cheap stock. But if we look at the forward PE for Novo relative to the drug market, it's currently trading at 134, 1.3 times, or it's trading at a 34% premium to the pharmaceutical industry. Over the last 5 years, it has traded as high as 79% premium and as low as 84% off the market or 16% discount. For a median of a 16% premium. So it's trading at a premium. It's definitely not cheap, but it has traded at a higher premium relative to the pharma space in the past. Now, what I'm showing here is the earnings estimate revisions, the annual earnings estimate revisions, and the stock price performance. So the dark blue in the middle, all the way going up there, that's the stock price. The red line, which moves straight up, leveled off, got back up, that's the EPS consensus, the Zacks consensus EPS for 2024. And the lighter blue line represents the Zacks consensus EPS for 2023. And you could see the positive revisions trend for the stock, and all indications suggest that the momentum, this revisions momentum, still remains in place. This is the note we issued when I added the stock to the Zacks focus list portfolio. I just underlined a couple of key points here. Novo has been a leader. Historically, the company's claim to fame has been its diabetes franchise and its leadership position in that space. This franchise and drugs in that area has given it the impressive earnings and top line momentum that I have underlined here. 8 to 10% revenue compounded annual growth rate, 13 to 15% compounded annual growth rate for revenues, 35% free cash flow margin over the past 15 years. So clearly, a very profitable company with an exceptional track record. The one new emerging blockbuster franchise in the Nova story is the weight loss drug Wegovy. I may be mispronouncing it, but the idea is compelling and strong. It's not a big part of the earnings and cash flow story today, but the expectation is that this is a multi-year opportunity for Novo, and for all of these reasons, despite the stock's impressive gain in the recent past, it is reasonable to remain optimistic that the momentum will continue in the foreseeable future. And that's why I'm recommending the stock, not just as a short-term trading opportunity, but a good quality long-term holding for the portfolio. With that, I'll pass it on to Kevin.
Thanks, Shiraz. My top pick is Baidu. All right, so first let's take a look at why Baidu is a Zacks #1 rank. And I want to highlight on the quote page here, market cap $48 billion. That's important. So we'll see why in a minute. Let's go to the detailed earnings estimates page, and we'll take a look at the growth. So on the top line, you can see here 10% growth to break 20 billion. And then next year is projected for another 10.5% growth to break 22 billion. Now at a 48 billion market cap, Baidu is barely trading over 2 times sales, which is extremely competitive with all North American software and AI companies. I mean, NVIDIA is back to over 18 times forward sales, and that's if they grow 25% next year. So to, I think, like 37 billion. So Baidu is a relative value. Obviously, it has the China risk, but as the Google of China and the lead developer of AI for China, I see opportunity there. Taking a look at the earnings growth here, 35% this year to 1150, and projected nearly 25% to break $14 next year. All right, let's look. I just want to remind you of some of their core artificial intelligence applications, and that would be intelligent driving and their Apollo self-driving service. Baidu works closely with the Chinese government. They've built technology parks where they can test their autonomous driving, and so they are the clear advantaged leader in China for autonomous driving. Now let's fast forward to the era of ChatGPT, which has a lot of people excited. And Baidu's response was to roll out their Ernie bot a few weeks ago, and there was a big upgrade from I think it was KeyBank took their price target from. Oh no, it was Loop Capital. Loop Capital took their price target from $167 to $215, just based on the progress they were seeing with the Ernie bot. But I want to highlight some controversy. So we opened this week with Baidu trading back down under 140 because there's a little bit of controversy going on. And I'm looking to add to Baidu shares between 130 and 135. But first thing is there's fake Ernie bot apps on the Apple App Store. So Baidu is suing for that. Who knows if they're going to make any traction there or if that's going to be a quagmire. And then Barron's had a piece over the weekend where they say, TikTok is not the last Chinese company that's going to be in the crosshairs of Washington. They suspect that Alibaba and Baidu could also be. So now we have once again some country risk here for Baidu. So you got to think of all these things, and we have no control over which way those dominoes fall. Last week, Daiwa upgraded or raised their price target on Baidu from 200 to 215, after they tested the Ernie bot for 2 weeks. So they ran comparative tests of Ernie bot, GPT-4, and ChatGPT. The firm says in its view that Ernie bot ranks below GPT-4, but is comparable to ChatGPT, and also thinks Ernie bot generates better Chinese language output than the other two. So they like the performance there. I mean, this is encouraging because Baidu is supposed to be the leader of AI in China, and the fact that they've got a response for ChatGPT so quickly is encouraging. I think their developers are only going to get better at it. Let's look at the analysis from Jefferies recently, just focusing on the different segments and what they see. Remember, because Baidu is the Google of China, they built a business that was dependent on internet advertising. So that was a core business that got weaker. And now is recovering a little bit. And Jeffrey sees Baidu being able to use the Ernie bot to enhance user experience and drive engagement for long-term ad revenue growth. Let's see what else I want to highlight here. And also, additionally, Ernie brings new opportunities for search, as I mentioned, but also for intelligent driving, cloud, and smart devices. So there's a lot of synergy and convergence here. That's what Peter Diamandis would call it, is the convergence of technologies accelerates innovation. All right. Cloud and storage, they make a couple of notes on. Oh, and here was the comments from Loop Capital. The firm sees structural forces improving Baidu's position among ad platforms and signs of improvement across key verticals on strong initial demand from enterprise developers for new AI solutions. And that's really what we expect from Baidu. The stock has had, it took a big dip. Like here was the big buying opportunity last October when tech was crashing and the NASDAQ was down 35%. That was really the time to step into Baidu. I'm suggesting nibbling here, 130 to 150, looking for an eventual breakout above 160. All right, and that's why Baidu is my top pick for this week. Hope you enjoyed this week's top stock picks. For more Zacks goodies, research, and other freebies, check out this week's promo.